Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to some more Friday Night Magic. Today I'll be playing the Crosswinds deck, and my opponent is the amazing Asian. And I actually kind of like my opening hand, so I'm going to take it. You2. I got a lot of hands, and I've got a counterspell. And I've got some early game defense in my fog bank. So the Crosswinds deck, it's got I've got some early game defense slash creature bounce and counter spells, and then I try to win with either some flyers or bribery or an enchant, stuff like that. It's a pretty cool deck. I really like it. Hey, yeah, that's me. All right, so the amazing Asian, starting off with a plains here. And I just drew into another counterspell, which is fantastic. Thanks for watching. You too. Okay, so we just threw down a fog bank. Let's get all that conversation stuff out of the way. We threw down a fog bank. It's an 0/2 Defender flying. Defender means it can only block. Flying, it can block creature with flying. Now the great thing about this card is that it prevents all combat damage that would be dealt to it. So it basically makes it like the perfect blocker, really. And I am playing against, looks like this is the 5-color deck, which is the deck that I featured in last week's Friday Night Magic. So knowing that I'm playing against that, I'll be reserving my counter spells now. And I mean, I guess, what else would I be doing? There's really nothing else for me to do right now anyways. But yeah, I've got some counter spells, so we're going to try to hold this stuff for some of the key stuff that he tries to throw down. Let's see what he's throwing down right here. So 3/3, whenever he casts a multicolor spell, it gets +3/+3. I've got a blocker for that, so I'm just going to let that go through. I've got my 0/2. I can block that. If he tries to kill my 0/2, I'll probably just counterspell whatever he tries to kill it with. So there you go. Now this deck also has some crazy abilities with Panoptic Mirror and like Time Warp and stuff. It's an infinite combo of absurdity. You know what? Yeah, I'm actually gonna get rid of that. So countering the Cultivate, what this does against that deck is, you know, he was obviously looking for certain types of lands, and if I can slow up that process by countering that stuff, then I'm in a good spot. And actually, I just drew into another counter spell, or to be more exact, a mana leak, which is really nice. I also have my cancel here. Now I could play the Time Warp. I am not going to play the Time Warp, however, because all that really does, because I can't attack with anything right now, all Time Warping right now would really do is draw a card. Like if I've got creatures out and I can attack and then Time Warp and then attack again, I get an extra attack phase, I get an extra draw and everything. But all this really does, you know, it lets me draw another card. So all that would have happened is I would have drawn into the Archaeomancer this turn, and then, I don't know, I mean, I guess that's good, but still. And I'm thinking, I could Time Warp now, Archaeomancer next turn to get it back, or I could Archaeomancer now and get a mana leak. Or I could just hold on to it and Time Warp in the future when it's, again, makes more sense. So we're going to just hold off again, and I'm going to do nothing. I'm going to pass the turn. I'm going to hold on to my hand, hold on to these good cards, and wait until the proper time. I think countering that Cultivate really hurt him. He is going to be able to get another land out, but he still doesn't have all 5. He's only got 3 mana types right now. He's about to get a 4th because of, yeah, he just went ahead and popped that Terramorphic Expanse. So I'm considering Time Warping now. I can do this. I could draw a card for each island I control, which would be pretty insane. That would give me 6 cards. I've got a lot of cards in my hand. Or I could just wait again. We're going to wait again. I'm still not going to do anything. I'm going to hold on to my counter spells. I don't want to draw 6 cards because then I'd have to discard a bunch, given how full my hand is right now. So he still can only produce 4 mana types. He still doesn't have an island. I've still got 2 counter spells. He's going to try to throw down a Jund Charm. What would he be doing with this? I don't know what he's trying to do. 2 damage to each creature. Oh, he's going to try to kill my fog bank, so I got to stop that. So that is going to get canceled. So it would have been damage outside of combat, and that way this thing would have died. This thing just doesn't take in-combat damage. So that means when something attacks and I block, it's still alive. Ooh, he's going to try to Vindicate. And we're going to mana leak that. All right, perfect. I just saved myself from taking 9 damage. That would have been really bad, so it's good that I used those counters when I did. Now the question is, do I fill my hand, or do I take an extra turn? I still think taking an extra turn should be held on for now. So we're actually going to fill my hand. We're going to toss down a flow of ideas, drawing a card for each island I control. So that's going to be 6 cards, fill out my hand. Luckily we get to play something with that. We could also play Sleight of Hands. Look at the top 2 cards in my library, put 1 in my hand, 1 in the bottom. We're going to do that as well. This makes me I'm really vulnerable next turn. He can play something, but if it's a creature, I can repulse it the turn after, and I just was able to pull into a cancel here, and I'm only going to have to discard 1 card as well. So we're going to get rid of an island. Now this is a dangerous turn. If he get rid of this, if he can kill this, he's going to play one of these. Okay, so nothing this turn that I need to be too scared about. But now he's got 2 4/4 flyers in play, so I need to get rid of something. Let's see here. Decisions. Well, I could pull a card from my graveyard. I could pull back whatever. We could play one of this and then Time Warp. I can do both of those. I'm actually going to do this now. So we're going to go first Spiketail Hatchling, then Time Warp on myself, not on him. Spiketail Hatchling is a cool card really early on. It's not as effective right now, but early on it's a really good card. And then I'm also going to play this. It lets me, I can sack it to counter a spell unless a player pays 1. Ooh, and you know what? I could grab another Fog Bank here, or I could get some offensive creatures. I think the Fog Bank will be better in my current position though, so we're going to grab another Fog Bank. So this is really good early on because I can delay someone a turn. It basically acts as a 1-mana mana leak, if you will, or what is it? A Force Spike? Was that the name of a card? Something like that. Anyways, I can sacrifice it to counter spell unless they pay 1, so that makes it really good. Now, what am I going to do? Well, first thing we'll do is throw down a Fog Bank. This is really good because I can still cancel too. And then we are going to throw down a Repulse, bouncing a creature back to my opponent's hand, and it is going to be his token creature because he can't replay that. When a token gets bounced back to your hand, it basically just disappears. It doesn't actually get bounced back to your hand. Now the question is, do I save the cancel or do I bounce one of these cards back? I think I'm going to save the cancel. So I'm going to save my mana to cancel just in case I need to. And I'm not going to attack either with my Spiketail Hatchling. And the problem here is I don't have much opportunity to kill him. I haven't really done much to kill him. He's going to try to cultivate. I am going to counter that. It could be a mistake because he could Maelstrom Pulse now. And if he did that to my Fog Banks, I'd be screwed. He's going to throw down a Rampant Growth. Okay. So that goes through. But not as bad as the Cultivate. And with the Rampant Growth, is he going to get an island? There it is. So now he's got all 5 mana-producing colors. If he gets a Maelstrom Pulse, I'm really screwed because he'll be able to kill off both my Fog Banks and then hit me super hard. Ooh. Time Reversal. Each player shuffles his or her graveyard into his hand, draws 7 cards. That helps him more than it helps me here. What I could do, though, is I'm going to do this. We're going to Archaeomancer, pulling back an instant or sorcery from my graveyard. The instant or sorcery of choice is going to be not my extra turn, but my flow of ideas to draw a card for each island I control. And we're going to draw a ton of cards, and we're going to do that right now. A flow of ideas. Ooh, I drew another Time Warp, too. So we got a whole bunch of really good stuff in my hand here. Really excited. We'll take a look at that in just 1 minute. First things first, though, I got to discard 5 cards. That's just going to be... Should I discard something besides another island? Nah, I kind of like all this stuff here, so we're going to discard that last island. So, another Fog Bank, Archaeomancer, Future Sight. Look at the top card of my library permanently. I can play with that as if it were in my hand. He's playing another creature. That's just going to go through. Rite of Replication, I can copy a creature and I can kick it for multiple of that. Talrain's Vacation, Time Reversal, and Time Warp. Oh my lord, you have no idea what's about to happen. I can Rite of Replication with Kicker. And I can do that to the Broodmate Dragon. That's what I'm going to do this turn. I've got other options too. I can Blatant Thievery. But this is probably the greatest option. We're going to write a replication with Kicker. We're going to do that to him. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to get 8 creatures in play because of that. Because I think all the tokens trigger off of them. So, write a replication, copies a creature. You do it with Kicker, you get 5 copies. I copied his Broodmate Dragon, which gives me not only the 5 Broodmate Dragons, but also tokens for each one of them. Dude, that's so funny. Now he could Maelstrom Pulse. He's got options. He's got Mass Removal. He can Maelstrom Pulse. Still, one of these two would still be alive. He could Pernicious Deed. Although he couldn't Deed to kill the Broodmate Dragons this turn. He's gonna play a 6/6 flyer. When it deals combat damage to me, he can pay 3 to put 6 tokens on it. 1/1 counters. That's fine. I got enough flyers here to muscle pass. I think I'm pretty sure I win next turn. He can only block 2 of the flyers. Yeah, I win next turn, so that's GG right there. And even if I didn't win next turn, I would Time Warp and win the turn after. So I am pretty sure this is it. Yeah, this is it. He said he needed 1 more planes. He needed that for his Wrath of God, or whatever it's called now. GG, mate. I'm not Australian. I just like to say mate. Hey, man. Thanks for watching. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. Good game, friend. Okay, our next game here will be against Endirvis. Endirvis? Go ahead, laugh at my pronunciation. Makes you cooler. I don't know if you knew that, but it does. If you laugh at me, it makes you cooler. That's a true fact. All right, so this hand is okay. It's actually not bad. Opponent does get to play first. So I've got 3 islands. Oh man, Goblin deck. Woohoo! I got a Fog Bank, Future Sight, Sleight of Hand, and a Bribery. However, he has got the Goblin deck, which I think trumps anything that I could do. We're gonna Sleight of Hand. Fog Bank will be nice. Will it be enough though? That's the question. All right, we're gonna go with the Talrand's Invocation and just hope I draw another land before turn 4. Next turn I Fog Bank. Beforehand though, he'll be hitting me for 1 with his Goblin Arsonist. So when that dies, it gets to deal 1 damage to a creature or player. That's an awesome Goblin card. The Goblin deck in and of itself is amazing. And by amazing, I mean infuriating. Now he's playing the Goblin War Driver 2/2 with Battle Cry. When it attacks, his other creatures get pumped up. Ooh, pump you up. Fog Bank is what we'll go with here. Get some blockage, and I did draw another island, so that does mean turn 4 I can throw down a Talrand's Invocation, and hopefully I draw another land for turn 5 so that I can Bribery and or Future Sight, and he is gonna Gem Palm Incinerator, cycling that, dealing 2 damage. It's damage for the goblins that he has in play, and here you go. I'm gonna take 4. This is going to be another loss, guys. I am calling it now. This is going to be another loss. Throwing down another Arsonist. So next turn he swings for 6, bringing me down to 9. This is a loss. Ugh. I mean, I still have the Invocation that I can play, and then I'll have the... I mean, I might not even have the Bribery, actually. So there's 6 damage, down to 9. Come on, Endirvis. What is this? Nope. He's trying to Krenko's Command, get him 2 goblins in play, which means he would have swung for another 4 next turn because of the Battle Cry. Yeah, forget that, I just plays another goblin, Fire Slinger. So next turn he can swing for 8. Luckily, Talrand's Invocation give us some blockers, and with that we're going to be killing off his War Driver, which will get rid of his Battle Cry in subsequent turns. And I will also kill off his Fire Slinger. I don't want to kill those guys because then he gets to deal 1 damage anyways. So, we go like this. Those 2. 4 still goes through. Goblin Grenade for the 5. That's the game. I hate the Goblin deck. I mean, I personally love it, but Man, oh man, it's so annoying to play against. He won and I did nothing. GG. And our next game here is against a potato. Nah, I'm just kidding. It's against Spud. A potato. You guys get it? Get my jokes? Come on, laugh at my jokes. Please make me feel better about myself. Sleight of Hand, Mana Leak, Fog Bank. I get to play first. I will absolutely take this hand. And we're going to start off with, bam, turn 1, Island, Sleight of Hand, go, is what it will be. The potato taking his time. Please don't mash him. Oh, man. Starch jokes will be coming out the woodwork today. All right. Sleight of Hand. Look at the top two. Pick one. Blatant Thievery or an Island. You know, as much as I want the Blatant Thievery, an Island's more useful right now. I can't play this till turn 7, and who knows what'll happen this game. So we're just going to go with the Island, just to make sure I can have a better chance of getting the Future Sight, for example. Obviously, the Blatant Thievery is a better card than an Island. Although you could argue without Islands, you wouldn't be able to play anything. So Islands are the best card in a blue deck. Turn 2, we can Fog Bank. We won't, because there's no threat yet. So we'll save for the Mana Leak. You know, just let's Fog Bank now, whatever. Because if he plays something, then I can just block it. And then if he tries to kill that, then I can Mana Leak it. So I think that's a better plan. I think that's a better plan. And it is the green and black deck, or is it the... You the 5-color deck? Yes, you are. He is playing the 5-color deck, so... that means I know what I have to do. I know what the big threats are, I know what to worry about, or at least what to be potentially worried about. Just drew into a flow of ideas, drawing islands for cards that islands that I control. Drawing cards for islands that I control. Whew, it's hard to spit out. And the Mana Leak, I will just sit on it. I'm just gonna sit on that Mana Leak and wait till he tries some shenanigans. Future Sight's gonna be nice to have in play. I'll just show you guys for sure what this card does. So, I play with the top card of my library revealed, and then I can play that card as if it were in my hand, basically. Vindicate. He's going to try to Vindicate one of my islands. Yeah, I guess I'll just Mana Leak. I guess I'll Mana Leak it. Might have not been the best decision. However, I have the flow of ideas. I'm going to be able to draw into Bounce and other counter spells if he's got something crazy coming up. Now, the question is, do I Future Sight or do I save for the cancel? I'm going to Future Sight now. All right, so hopefully he doesn't play anything super crazy next turn. So Future Sight, I can see the top card of my library. I can play with it as if it were in my hand. I've got a Panoptic Mirror. That's really cool. That's really cool. The disadvantage to Future Sight is that your opponent also sees that card, but getting an extra card in your hand. Okay, I'm glad that I did it that way, because he just played the Cultivate, but he didn't play some big scary creature that I have to worry about right now. So he's gonna play Rampant Growth. So next turn is the turn that I need to save my cancel for, because next turn, I guarantee you, he's gonna play something frightening. So we are saving our mana to counterspell. All right, Island. We've got a Time Reversal, which I don't want to play against his deck because he would get a huge advantage, especially with all his mana right now. And right now, frankly, I could play the Panoptic Mirror, but we're gonna save, we're gonna hold up, and I'm gonna wait to cancel whatever shenanigans he may be trying this turn, which something's coming. Guarantee it. Allied Strategies. Yeah, no. So he would draw 5 cards with that. So even if he doesn't have anything threatening in his hand right now, he would get something. So that's the sort of thing that I say no to you, sir. You will not draw 5 cards. You will not pass go. You will not collect $200. You will do none of those things. Talrand's Invocation, sitting at the top of my library. I could Panoptic Mirror now and Talrand's Invocation at next turn. I could Flow of Ideas to draw 6 cards. I am flowing of ideas. I'm going to draw 6 cards. I'm looking for bribery. I'm looking for counter spells. What did I get? A bunch of islands. I got a bunch of islands. Whatever. That's funny. All right. 5/4. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, this card does damage equal to that casting cost to me. Or to a damage to our creature or player. So if he gets to choose a creature or player whenever I cast a spell, its converted mana cost gets bounced. Yeah, you heard what I said. We're going to disperse. We are going to disperse his 5/4, bounce it back to his hand. He's going to get to do 2 damage. He's going to hit my Fog Bank. Huh. Ugh, you know what I think I could have done? I think I could have saved this for and played it during the combat phase. Anyways, the next thing that we can do, I'm actually going to Time Warp. Get myself an extra turn now. All that really does is give me an extra turn to draw a card, but look what it gave me a turn to draw. That cancel right there. So now I've got a cancel in my hand ready to rock, and I could also throw down the Panoptic Mirror. And I can still cancel. That's the course of action. That is the course of action. I could put this on the Panoptic Mirror now, but I'm going to wait, because I can do that before the end of his turn, or I can save my mana to cancel if he tries to play something terrifying. So, options, options, options. That's what I have right now. Against the potato. He's got 4 cards in hand. He's got plenty of mana. Multiple white, multiple black. I know that he can play the card that I bounce back to his hand again, but he knows I've got a counterspell, so that might be deterring him from doing that very thing. Okay, he is going to try to play this. Nope. Cancel. So he's trying to play this, it's a 5/5 flying. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, they sacrifice a monocolored creature. So I say no to that. Untap. And I am going to imprint for 4. And we're gonna actually take the, what are you doing? What is he doing? Oh, is that artifact removal? Must be, right? Yep. All right, artifact removal. And I've got to exile. Oh, it's still triggering off the Panoptic? Are you serious? Well, that's a pain in the butt. Oh, I can, okay, so it still gets to play for this 1 turn at least. All right, well then I just basically cast it. I see what happened, okay. That makes sense to me. And I could play this, and I'm going to play this. So this is a Talrand Sky Summoner. 2/2, whenever I cast an instant or sorcery spell, I get to put a 2/2 Drake token with flying into play. Rock on. Also have Right of Replication, which I will be able to play with Kicker, which I'm sure he's terrified of right now, because whatever creature he plays, I am going to kick it with Right of Replication. Savage Twister. He's going to do that for 2, wiping my board clean, and then he's going to play nothing. This is an interesting game, to say the least. Spud, I commend you for an interesting game. All right. So I can play an island. Should I play the one from my hand or the top of my library? The top of my library, naturally, because then I get to see the next card. You see, guys? Thinking. I'm doing it. Okay, we can Talrand's Invocation. Gonna get some flyers in play. And not gonna write a replication with Kicker until he plays something huge. And then I'm gonna laugh because I have 5 of them. I also have my bounce back with my repulse. He is going to play. There it is. Karvik the Merciless. I am going to get 5 of them. I'm getting 5 of those. And I think he's going to be able to do 9 damage to me when that happens. But how can we not do this? How could we not do this? Then if he plays anything, he takes ridiculous damage. So 9, get that with kicker. I believe he gets the kicker to do damage, so I think he'll be able to do 9 damage. And that's going to go straight to me. What just happened? Where are my creatures? Oh, he did 9 damage to his creature. Is that what he did? Did he just do 9 damage to his creature? I think that's what happened. I took some damage. Does he get to choose where the damage goes? 4? Yeah, okay. So he did 4 damage to his creature and then the rest to me, or 5 damage? I don't know what he did. I think that's what he did. I'm gonna sleight of hand. I'm gonna grab the mana leak. Okay. We're gonna attack for 2. So, deals damage to target creature or player equal to that spell's converted mana cost. So I guess the converted mana cost that he did, I don't know why I took damage too though. I don't know how his creature died. Is that legendary? Is that how it died? Oh, I'm silly. I'm sorry, guys. That's legendary. At least we can mana leak this. He was about to get a card of each color into his hand. Huge mistake on my part. Everyone's gonna laugh about it in the comments. Remember, it makes you cooler. But that's fine. So I tried to do that to a legendary creature, and the problem is if you can't have multiple copies of a legendary creature. So that is the problem. We are gonna play this from the top of my library. There's another one. We're gonna play this from the top of my library. Oh, awesome. That's great. And then we attack for 4. I still got my repulse in my hand. So I see what happened. He did the damage to me, and since I was trying to copy a legendary creature, it just died. So that was stupid. I should have read a replication with kicker my Drakes, for example, or I should have just saved it. And if you're asking Force, why don't you play this awesome time reversal? Because I would just fill up his hand with cards, and I would do the same for me, but his deck has got a bigger advantage with something like that. All right, so he is going to do this, which clears all the creatures, Day of Judgment. This is an amazing game. I feel like I'm in a strong position though because of the fact that I've got card advantage. And with this, I've got card advantage to play with the top card of my library, and I've got bounce. So I think I'm doing all right. He's down to 1 card here. I guess the only thing, the flip side of that was if he draws an allied strategies. But if he does that, I'll probably just time reversal anyways, which will help me out a ton. If he's gonna fill up his hand anyways, I might as well time reversal and get advantage of a full hand as well, you know? So that's sort of what I'm thinking. Ooh, nice. All right, well, we're gonna play that. Let's play this first. And then we can play the Spiketail Hatchling. We can play the Fog Bank. We can play the land, because I haven't played a land this turn. That's why I was holding off on doing it. We can play another Fog Bank. And that is it. Okay. I'm down to 19 cards, though. This is actually kind of frightening. I might have to time reversal to get the cards from my graveyard into my library. So, only if I get low, though. I'm not going to do that unless I get low. And I'm actually going to play another one of these just to reveal the top card of my library. It really doesn't do me anything, but get one of these. Get a Archaeomancer. Oh man, I can play the Time Warp again. Ooh, this is amazing. We're gonna grab the Time Warp with the Archaeomancer. We are going to play the Time Warp. We're gonna skip. Oh, this is unbelievable. This is unbelievable. This is gonna be crazy, guys. So I just played a Time Warp, so I get another turn. But wait till you see this. I'm gonna pop back my Archaeomancer. So we're going to go Rite of Replication with Kicker. My Archaeomancer. Oh, he is going to... What is he doing? Is that a counter spell? Destroy target artifact. Put target card on the bottom of one's library. Counter target instant spell. So he is putting that on the bottom of my library. Okay. Well, I got another one. But I don't have another one of those. So that didn't quite work out the way I'd hoped. But I still have a Rite of Replication sitting around. I can't pay it with Kicker this turn, so I'm going to wait. He's got no cards in his hand. So, feeling okay still. Yeah. Yeah, I'm still feeling alright. He drew a card. What did he draw? Spud? What did you draw? Spud. What was it? Spud? Oh, you're not going to tell me, are you? Alright. Sleight of hand. Really hoping for a bribery here. I don't know where it is. Did I already get it? I don't know. I grab the repulse. Bribery! There it is. That's what I'm looking for. Bribery. And I get to pick a creature, put it into play. Yeah. Yeah, because I can write a replication with Kicker this turn, can I? Yep, that's the choice. And then we go Rite of Replication with Kicker, the 3/4. And that, I believe, should be the game. Did that really just... Oh! GG! Alright guys, that is that. Let's go ahead and wrap things up by taking a look at the deck, my Crosswinds build. That was a good last game, I liked it. Alright, so sleight of hand, got myself some of those, you know, filter through some cards, try to get some card advantage, etc. A bunch of creature bounce, I've got Disperse here, I've got the Fog Bank for early game blocking, early game defenses, Mana Leak, can't go wrong with counterspells, Spiketail Hatchling, love that card, Twin Cast, ooh boy, I get to copy an instant or sorcery spell and choose new targets for that copy, really good. Cancel, of course, counterspells, why not? Repulse, more creature bounce, Argeomancer, Graveyard Fetch, love it, Rite of Replication, hilarious, Talrand's Invocation, just some nice flying creatures, and a nice synergy as well with a Talrand Sky Summoner here. I got the Bribery to get a card from my opponent and put it into play. Future Sight, card advantage. Panoptic Mirror, amazing. Time Reversal, good, but didn't get to see it really come into play. A couple of Time Warps, flow of ideas for drawing cards, and a Blatant Thievery because it's just downright hilarious. Alright guys, thanks so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode of Friday Night Magic. Tune in next Friday for another episode. If you like the content, please subscribe, and as always, keep watching and keep owning. Just like me. The best Magic player ever, lols. Jokes.